All right, it's Wednesday, December 11th, 2024, and Donald Trump just updated his border immigration plan, changing what his top 3 items are to fix the mess that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris started when they took over in 2020. Wait till you hear this. Also, fireworks erupting between Daniel Penny and the leader of Black Lives Matter last night. We have the clip. Also, a scary story that could affect all of us out of Australia. What authorities are calling a major historical breach of security protocols. Why aren't we hearing much about this? And what the hell is happening in the skies over New Jersey? The latest on the mystery drones UAP that we've been reporting on for weeks, continuing to escalate, becoming even stranger. New Jersey Governor Murphy providing an update yesterday, holding another press conference today about it, confirming these are not planes. These are not hobbyist drones. These are SUV-sized craft hovering over our critical infrastructure, military installations, and saying each time we try approaching one, they go black. That's a quote. We're going to get into it, but before we get started, thank you for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps out the channel, and consider subscribing so you don't miss these regular updates. We have some breaking news about the 300,000 plus missing children that have disappeared, gone missing, according to DHS, after crossing the southern border since the Biden-Harris administration took power in 2020. This is a story that's been deeply underreported. Corporate media rarely ever speaks about this. President Trump has promised to fix the border crisis, promised to shut down the border, stop the human trafficking. This is one of Trump's top issues, right? Fix the border and tariffs. There has been tons of discussion and media attention around Trump's mass deportation agenda, which he's deadly serious about, by the way. His new border czar, Tom Homan, does a great job communicating their plan to the American people, but we rarely hear anyone mention the kids. If you Google it, you'll see corporate media trying to debunk that number, the 300,000 plus number, claiming it's not really that high. Yet, that's a DHS number. Our Department of Homeland Security, Biden's Department of Homeland Security, put that number out with the Inspector General's office, that over 300,000 migrant children under the care of the Office of Refugee Resettlement have effectively disappeared from official radar. So what the hell has happened to these 300,000 children that have gone missing from federal government custodianship? It's a mystery why nobody in the White House press briefing asks Karine Jean-Pierre about this. Every day there should be updates on tracking down and figuring this out. They're children. It's bananas. Well, yesterday, Tom Homan went on Dr. Phil and explained Donald Trump is making this one of their top 3 priorities to find these missing kids, and that they're not stopping at that, but will be prosecuting the people behind this. If anything happened to those children after they went missing, roll the tape.
Well, there's 3 rails we'll start the first day. Number 1, we're going to secure the border. Number 2, we're going to run the deportation operation. And number 3, I'll look for these 300,000 kids. We'll find them too. President Trump's been clear. We're going to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first because they pose the most danger to this nation. So day 1, we're going to be looking for these public safety threats, arresting them, detaining them, and deporting them. And if these sanctuary city mayors don't want to help, then get the hell out of the way because we're coming. We're doing it.
In another story, Marine vet Daniel Penny went on Fox Nation yesterday to give his first interview since a jury of his peers found him not guilty. Fully justified, they said, in subduing the deranged madman who was screaming and threatening women and children on the subway last year. In the interview, he says he has 0 regrets, saying he wouldn't have been able to live with himself and the guilt of that if someone would have been hurt by Jordan Neely had he not intervened, saying he'd gladly do 1 million court appearances if it means saving someone's life. That's the definition of being heroic, folks, sacrificing yourself for others. Watch.
I mean, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't really extend myself. I think this type of thing is very uncomfortable. All this attention and limelight is very uncomfortable, and I would prefer without it. I didn't want any type of attention or praise, and I still don't. the guilt I would have felt if someone did get hurt, if he did do what he was threatening to do, would never be able to live with myself. And I'll take 1 million court appearances and people calling me names and people hating me just to keep one of those people from getting hurt or killed.
Well, the leader of Black Lives Matter went on Dan Abrams' show last night to respond to Penny, spewing race propaganda. That's what it was, claiming Daniel Penny isn't a real Marine, that he's racist, that America is a racist country, even saying that black female jurors were shut out from the Daniel Penny trial because of their unconventional hair. Watch.
A diverse Manhattan jury. Why is well? It was 4 people of color. That's known typically as
I was there during jury selection.
Whether it was
black women were shut out for having unconventional hair, but there were 9 white jurors.
Sorry, is that what they said? They said it was for unconventional hair. Or you're just presuming that
it was unconventional hair.
A juror was dismissed for having unconventional hair.
Unconventional hair.
That's made up.
No, it's not.
Who said?
No, it's not.
Which lawyer said that?
The defense attorney.
Which one? He said what?
He said that she had unconventional hair because her hair was purple, that she would have unconventional thoughts. And that, were you in the courtroom?
No, I was not.
For 7 weeks?
I was not. But I understand.
I was.
But the idea, right? Well, but again, the notion that she's being dismissed because of her hair. I assume you're assuming it's because of her race, right?
It absolutely was about weight.
Right. Why is this a race case? Did Daniel Penny say anything racist when it happened?
What is the labeling and the stereotypes? Daniel Penny, when he lied during interrogations, which no one is showing.
But answer my question. When was the race? When did he bring race into this?
Him a crackhead, and he said he was doing crackhead things. The problem is Daniel Penny showed no remorse for nothing he did, and that dishonors the real service people of this country, the real Marines who don't lie, who care for others, and who do no harm.
So do you not blame Jordan Neely at all? I mean, for what he did? He deserves no blame from your perspective, right?
Did you hear the witness testimony?
I'm asking you a question.
Or are you cherry-picking the ones?
I'm asking you a question. Do you blame Jordan Neely at all for his conduct?
If Jordan Neely was a white man, we'd be saying it was an opioid crisis. Even his arms.
I'm not the one identifying everyone by race. You are. You're the one who keeps telling. Why? Why do you have to? There was nothing in this case.
When you look at the FBI, when you look at when hate crimes happen, when you look at when injustice happened to black people,
but let's agree.
We don't get justice.
In another story, a crazy story out of Australia, hundreds of deadly samples are missing from a laboratory in Australia, the Queensland government announced on Monday. Now, this was reported in Fox. This was reported all over the place yesterday. We just didn't hear about it in mainstream media. You hear about it on their websites. They publish these stories in print, but they don't talk about them on the news. The government has instructed Queensland Health, Australia's public health department, to launch an investigation into what's being described as a major historical breach of biosecurity protocols. It was reported that 323 vials of multiple infectious agents, including Hendra virus, Lisa virus, and hantavirus, went missing from Queensland's public health virology laboratory in August 2023. Yet we're just now hearing about it. And these aren't mild agents, folks. This is like the heavy-duty stuff. Hendra is a zoonotic virus, meaning it's animal to human spread. Only found in Australia. Hantavirus is a family of viruses that can lead to serious illness and death, according to the CDC, while Lisa virus is a group of viruses that can cause rabies. So what makes this even more concerning to me, in my opinion, is the fact that you have people like Peter Hotez, who have been very critical of Donald Trump and RFK Jr., even refusing to debate RFK on the Joe Rogan podcast earlier this year, caught a lot of flack for that because there was a lot of charity money that he just turned down. Well, he went on MSNBC last week and said, we're about to see some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st, the day after Trump's inaugurated. Watch this.
Here's the reason why we need to care about this stuff, Nicole, is that we have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Mr. Bloomberg mentioned H5N1. That I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry. We're seeing sporadic human cases, no human-to-human transmission yet, but that could happen. It's in the cattle. It's in the milk. And that's just the beginning. We have another major coronavirus likely brewing in Asia. We've had SARS in 2000. 2002, SARS-2, COVID-19 in 2019.
In another story, the mysterious car-sized drones, or UAPs, hovering over New Jersey continues to get stranger by the day. Yes, this is still happening. It's been happening for weeks, 3 weeks. All confirmed now by local, state, and federal authorities. The mayors of these New Jersey cities have come out and confirmed they themselves have seen them. They've watched them and filmed them as they hover over their town's critical infrastructure. New Jersey Governor Murphy came out yesterday himself saying he saw them last night. He saw one of these, witnessing one last night, which he said was definitely not a plane, not a hobbyist drone, saying it's very frustrating because each time we attempt to confront one, it just disappears. It goes black. What? How is this not a major story? Roll the tape.
The drones in New Jersey, in Morris County, I don't know how many mayors sent a letter to you this morning asking for a clarification. What can you tell us? What is going on, and why is it taking so long to come up with an explanation?
Yeah, it's a good, I don't blame people for being frustrated. Let me say, most importantly, right up front, we see no evidence, and I say we, this includes Homeland Security, FBI, Secret Service, our state police, authorities at all levels of government. The most important point to say is we don't see any concern for public safety. That's number one. Number two, having said that, it's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing. We had last night 49 sightings. I think 20 of them were over 100. Now those include, I think I saw one mistaken a fixed-wing aircraft, a plane, a small Piper Cub, for instance, for a drone, or you saw one and that counts, and then I saw the same one and that counts. So we think these are overstated, but it's a non-zero number. I was on with the White House and Homeland Security leadership literally at the very top yesterday for pretty much all day. I'm hoping we'll get answers sooner than later. I would just ask folks to continue to let the FBI or their local law enforcement know when they see something, and we'll continue to do everything we can with our federal partners to get clearer answers.
Why is it so hard to get answers?
These are apparently very, as I understand it, very sophisticated. The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. And, you know, we're obviously most concerned about sensitive targets and sensitive critical infrastructure.
Then New Jersey congressmen and women have been holding hearings about this all week, pulling the FBI in, asking them point blank, do you know what this is? Do you have any idea what they are? Are they hobbyist drones? Are they military drones? Are they something else?
House lawmakers trying to get answers about drone sightings in the skies over New Jersey and Staten Island. Correspondent Nate Ford reports tonight from Morristown, New Jersey.
The fact that we don't know what's flying in our airspace is only the tip of the iceberg. What's to come. We have to fix this.
Today, lawmakers on Capitol Hill raised questions about the United States' ability to defend against drone attacks and counter-surveillance operations.
The American people are looking at us and they think that we're lying to them because they think, how could you possibly not have answers to drones flying over some of the most critical airspace in the country?
In recent months, swarms of unidentified drones flew over the Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, the southern border in Texas, and now nearly every night in New Jersey and New York for 3 weeks.
The president is aware, so we're closely tracking the activity and coordinating closely with relevant agency, including DHS and FBI.
But the FBI doesn't have answers.
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible.
Last night, I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own tethered drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility. Then last night we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water, followed right behind them. Yeah.
So look, here's what we do know. This has been happening, like I said, for over 3 weeks. Local media is all over the story, but corporate media, mainstream media, they've been avoiding it, likely at the request of the Defense Department, as top brass at the Pentagon are fully aware of this, because we know that since at the press briefing at the White House, Karine Jean-Pierre told us that SecDef Lloyd Austin briefed the president about it yesterday, yet still no answers given to the public. Karine Jean-Pierre says, ask the FBI. The FBI says, ask the White House or ask local police. They don't have any answers. And the lack of these answers is causing hysteria in New Jersey. Residents on high alert, filming everything they see now in the sky. A lot of people just posting random videos of prosaic objects like planes, thinking that they're UAP when they're not. The UAP and drones that have been causing all of this are triangular in shape. Most of the time they present as orbs, large orbs that hover for a prolonged period of time before moving to another location, then they just hover again for hours. They've been doing this over critical infrastructure and Picatinny Arsenal military base in North Jersey. They come from the ocean around 5 p.m. Eastern time. They return off the coast around dawn. The FBI is now asking for tips from the public. That's all the official info that they've given us so far. But unofficially, we're hearing that this is happening not only over New Jersey, but in major cities around the country and in other countries. Another UAP flap has been happening for weeks in the UK, with these same orb-type UAPs hovering over the U.S. military's most highly sensitive installations. Watch this.
The U.S. Air Force says unidentified drones have been spotted over 4 joint U.S. and U.K. military bases in England. The mysterious drones have repeatedly appeared for over a week now. Stephanie Bennett is live in London. So, Stephanie, this is pretty disturbing. What do we know about these drones?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Julie. I mean, the details are still very limited at this time. We do know that the sightings started last week on November 20th, and they have really ranged in size, in style, and also the amount that we've been seeing over that last week or so. Now, a senior British official confirmed to Fox that the UK has deployed about 60 troops, including counter-drone specialists, to help determine who is behind this and to help defend the air bases amid fears it's a potential coordinated operation. They're describing the incidents as unusual and say this is a serious set of circumstances. Take a look at this map. The bases are spread across England and are all used by U.S. Air Force. Now, the drones have been seen over RAF Fairford, Lakenheath, Mildenhall, and Feltwell. For now, civilian police, supported by the UK Ministry of Defence, have launched an investigation. And so far, we're told there has been no impact to residents or infrastructure, and they have not been identified as hostile. While a Ministry of Defense spokesperson said we take threats seriously and maintain robust measures at defense sites, but as of right now, it has not had any significant mission impact.
So look, this is ongoing. They aren't planes. Bottom line, we don't know what they are. And the U.S. government apparently doesn't know either. All right, that wraps up this episode. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.